Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video I'm very excited to do because I'm going to be playing with some new makeup and also going to show you the tutorial on this eye makeup look. If you like makeup try-on videos, makeup tutorials, and reviews on new products, give this video a like and I hope you consider subscribing to my channel today. And without any further ado, let's get into it. I do have this Nabla Read My Mind palette that I'm going to be using for this makeup look. Few new face powders from Nabla Cosmetics, newly launched cream eyeshadows from E.L.F, and Fix Plus setting spray from MAC. I'm also going to be using these two products from NYX, the primer and the brow mascara, and new lip pencils and the bronzer from Kiko Milano. If you'd like to see how this makeup look comes to life and all my thoughts on all these products, then continue watching. Okay guys, as per usual, I only have skincare on my face and I would like to start by applying this under eye primer from Ulta Beauty. I have already spoken about this product in my very recent video. So this is a really nice under eye primer. It does have a very interesting consistency of a thin putty primer. Helps with smoothing your lines or texture that you might have and really works well under makeup. I also like that it does have a very small amount of reflective particles. They're not glitter. That makes this area to be a little bit more reflective and brightening. For my primer today, I'm going to be using Plump Right Back Plumping Serum and Primer by NYX Professional Makeup. This is a travel size. So I'm going to actually go and apply it right on my face. It applies on the face really nicely and easily. It almost feels like a gel formula, like you would apply the hydrating gel moisturizer. But now that I'm actually tapping it and buffing it into my skin, it does become more grapey. It feels really nice on skin. I feel like it added a little bit of hydration, but somehow I feel a little bit of a cooling effect on my skin. For my foundations, I'm going to be using something that's considerably new to the market and also to my collection and has already become one of my very favorite foundations. This is a Complexion Crush foundation from Ulta Beauty. I have mine in the shade Light Neutral. This foundation was launched pretty recently. I'm going to take this much of a product. I'm going to start applying it all over my face. I've already used this foundation in one of my recent videos for you guys where I talked about my favorite products from Ulta Beauty that I currently have in my collection. This foundation has become absolute favorite product that I cannot stop using. This was a perfect amount of foundation to do my entire face. The coverage is really nice. I find it to be medium. I feel like it really makes my skin healthy looking. To my opinion, this foundation really feels like a high-end product. Ulta killed it with this formula. Okay guys, it actually just started raining pretty heavily outside with thunder, all the good stuff. So my dogs are actually both right here next to me. Weimaraner has a lot of anxiety and he's terrified of rain and all the sounds like fireworks and things. So he just needs to be right next to you like a baby. For my concealer, I'm gonna use a Tint Idole from Lancome. And I'm just going to apply it like right here and a little bit on my eyebrow bone. It's not a new product, but I only purchased it earlier this year and I do have a full review on this product again with the foundation. I really love how this formula just feels like it's skincare infused and it just melts into skin. It feels like you're not wearing anything. It's so comfortable, it just melts in and it does give you a really nice coverage. You can apply any way you want it, sponge, fingers, brushes. It works wonderfully either way. This shade also matches my overall complexion. It's not brightening or anything like that, but it just gives you like a really nice coverage. To set my eye area and my T-zone, I'm going to be using this new Prime and Fine mattifying powder, which is waterproof. The shade is transparent, and I'm also going to use this with this little puff, buff it like this into the product and press into my under eye. Do you guys see the difference? Just made my skin look poreless and so smooth. I really love the effect. This is the first time I'm trying it on camera, but I've tried this product already in the past several weeks. Also, this puff is amazing, you guys. You can get it from Amazon. This shape works perfectly for setting under eye like this. Do the same thing for my forehead. I'm gonna take a smaller brush and set my lid with it. I set my entire T-zone, my forehead, here under eyes, my eyelids, and here around my mouth, like where my smile lines come out. I'll tell you guys, the effect of this powder is pretty fascinating, and it's truly translucent. It definitely mattified everything, and the smoothing effect is so good. The main thing for me is that it doesn't feel drying. To set the rest of my face, I'm gonna be using this Poreless Perfection powder in the Universal shade, also from Catrice. When I made an order from Catrice, I shopped on Catrice website. I purchased few new products, and when I received it, this powder was completely shattered. So this is a new product, and let me tell you what it is. This is a universal shade of 010. This is silicone-free, ultra-fine powder, optimally minimizes pores and fine lines, perfectly mattifies the skin, and sets the makeup. I'm gonna use a bigger brush to pick up the product. I had to repress this powder because it was completely shattered. It's just not looking very pretty, but it does work. It looks really, really nice on skin. It almost looks like it has a little bit of a glow in it, like a sheen to it, but it's not overpowering. It just makes my skin look really, really healthy. I know I'm saying that word a lot, guys, but this is like my favorite thing when products do. When I apply it to my face, it makes me look better. It makes my skin better. So far, I really, really like it. It's not powdery at all, and it just gave me that beautiful, kind of like a satiny finish. I really like that. I'm really excited to show you this bronzer, you guys, that I've been using and loving from Kiko Milano. The packaging is super cute, but look at this beautiful flower embossing here. There's a small mirror here in the packaging. This was from their Blossoming Beauty collection, which I believe was one of the recent ones from the spring. By the way, this is a shade Golden Honey 01. This has a scent of spring flowers and honey. It smells so good, you guys. I personally love honey scent. If you don't like honey scent, you might not like this. It does have a little bit of kickback. It is a pretty light bronzer. Sometimes I use this angled brush and staple the bronzer first, kind of giving me the guideline of the area where I want it. And then I may just do this little circular motions to buff out and blend out the areas, the edges. I think I like that. This is probably as much as I want it to be. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish up the rest of my face. Okay guys, the complexion is done, and today I'm actually going to switch the order a little bit, and I'm gonna next start with the eyes. Let's frame my eyebrows. I'm gonna use this Thick It Stick It Thickening Brow Mascara by NYX. Mine is in the shade Taupe. I right away noticed that a lot of product comes out, so I have to clean out the brush a little bit so it doesn't over deposit the shades. So first I'm gonna just swipe it like this. This is a technique that I like to do when working with the tinted brow gel, with the small short strokes, making sure all the hairs are going upwards and out. I think it deposited a decent amount of color, and the color looks pretty natural. To finish off my eyebrow, I'm going to be using Hella On Point Ultra Fine Brow Pencil in the shade 4 by Give Beauty. And I'm just going to outline the bottom of my eyebrow, just make it a little bit more defined and a little bit more even. I really love this pencil. I think this was just a really successful product from Give Beauty. This eyebrow product is definitely one of my current favorites. For this next one, I'm actually very excited. I'm going to be using Read My Mind palette from Nabla. This palette has made my summery daily stash. I do have that video already live on my channel. This was launched early in the spring of this year. This is a outside design. It does have a full-size mirror, and this is the palette. It is pretty neutral palette. It is, I should hold it like this for you guys. This is very nicely organized in rows. There is a scarlet row, rosé row, sage, and honey. So these first two rows are kind of in the same color family. Then sage row is your cool tones, and then honey row is your warm neutral shades. As a neutrals lover, this is my dream palette. Initially, when I purchased this palette, I used it for the first 2 weeks exclusively. This palette already gives you a guideline of how to use it, so you can use it in rows or you can use it in these squares. I've used this palette in rows and squares and diagonals. I mix these shades left and right in all possible ways. I would like to create a look today with using maybe like these 2 rows. I did this monochromatic look, and I'm going to show you on this eye exactly what I did. All the shades in this palette are numbered from number 1 to 16, and I went into this matte light shade number 8 and set my lid once again. Not that I needed it, but I wanted to demonstrate it to you on camera what the shade looks like. A lot of times when there's a lighter shade in a palette like this included, I like to go under my eye and on my upper lid as well, up to my brow bone. This is actually a really nice shade. Then I went into the shade number 6 with the fluffy blending brush. There's a medium amount of fallout when I pick up this matte shade, but it blends really nicely into the skin. I'm not having any issues with it blending. Then I'm gonna go with a smaller, fluffier brush. I'm gonna go into this matte medium shade number 2 and start building up into my crease. So the look will come out very monochromatic. These 2 shades blend into each other really nicely, and the formulas are very buildable, which I personally love. Then I'm gonna go to the same shade number 2 with a smaller brush, and I'm gonna start building up my under eye. Connecting the shades to my outer corner. Now I'm switching the brush, and this is, by the way, a Wet n Wild crease brush. This is such a gem, you guys. I'll have this linked for you in the description box. I'm going into this shade number 4. This is a deepest burgundy matte, and I'm building this outer V. First, I press the shade in where I need it to be a little bit more concentrated, and then I'm gonna start blending. And then I'm going to go into this shade number 16 and also add a number 9. I'm just tapping into my lower lash line right here. Just darkening this up and giving it a little bit more dimension. So next I'm going to go into shade number 3. I'm going to swatch this for you guys. Look how beautiful this shade is. It's fully foiled shimmer shade. And I'm going to pick it up on a flat brush, like really nicely like that. Pack that brush. This shimmer would apply on your lid as is if you like to use a dry brush. However, I want it to be a little bit more reflective, so I'm gonna spray it. And I'm gonna apply this towards my outer corner like this. And do you guys see the effect? How beautiful this is. Wow, this shade, absolutely effortless. To do the inner portion of my eye, I'm actually gonna go into the shade number 5. This is a duochrome shade, you guys. Look at this gorgeousness. Pick it up with my finger, apply it with my finger. Do you guys see what I see? I have really long nails today, so I can't really get into the very close corner. So I'm gonna pick it up on a small brush and then apply it right here where I need it to be. This is absolutely stunning. For the inner corner highlight, I'm gonna go to number 1 shade and apply it here. And I also like to bring it up here a little bit higher right here. I'm gonna also add this shade under my brow. This shade is a little bit glittery, so I like it in the inner corner. I don't think this is the best shade for the eyebrow because you do start seeing a little bit of glitter particles. It still does look beautiful. Last thing that I like to do to finish off this eye makeup look is to add a little bit of that duochrome that we place here in the inner corner of my upper lid to add it here on the lower lid. So I'm going to take the smaller brush, pick up the shade, and apply this right here. To completely finish off this look, I would like to use the No Budge cream eyeshadow. I picked up 3 colors, like the brown, the white, and this. It almost looked like an under eye corrector to me. So the brown shade is called Plateau. The white shade is Wispy Cloud. And this last shade, it's called Canyon. They are very much true to the colors, to what you see in the pan. I know they launched a lot of different shade, even some colorful ones. I only picked up these 3. I initially wanted to try the formula and see if I would like them. These cream eyeshadows are marketed to be 3-in-1. So you can use it as eyeliner, as eyeshadow primer, and as an eyeshadow. These two shades, the white one and the dark brown one, are definitely my favorite. I really like to use them as eyeliners, which I'm going to be using this brown one today. And I also have been looking for a white primer to serve as a base for my brighter makeup looks, to make looks with the cut crease, for example, or just to make your eyeshadows be a little bit more vivid and vibrant. And this white shade, Wispy Cloud, works perfectly for that purpose. I'm going to use a very small angled brush and pick up a little bit from the pan. The formula of these cream eyeshadows are very, very soft. I wipe off a little bit on the back of my hand because it's just a little bit too much. I'm going to stay really close to my lash line. I did a pretty short wing, you guys. I don't want it to be taking too much of a spotlight for my eye makeup look today. I just wanted to intensify the lash line. And because I'm going to be wearing lashes today for this look, I would like to also use this on my inner corner. To add some blush and a highlighter, I'm gonna dip into these two palettes by Physicians Formula. These palettes sit on my vanity and I use them a ton. From the Butter Dream Team palette, I'm gonna use this beautiful blush. It does have a sheen to it. Apply just a tiny bit on the apples on my cheeks. For the highlighter, I'm gonna go into the All Star palette and use this highlighting shade. So for my lips today, I like to use some of the newer products to me. So I picked up these lip liners from Kiko Milano also. I got the shades 02 and 03. This is 02. This is 03. It's a little bit more on the pinker side. Just to complete this monochromatic look for my lipstick, I'd like to use this lipstick from Milani. This is in the shade Peony. I think I'm gonna go with a little bit darker lip liner to just create a little bit more of a contrast. I added lashes, and for my lower lashes I added this Hello Lashes mascara by It Cosmetics. And to finish off my makeup look, I'm really excited to try this new MAC Fix Plus Stay Over Alcohol Free Setting Spray. I really enjoyed the original Fix Plus, so this is like a better and improved newer version. This is a travel size that I picked up. This is very nice and firm cap, and let me test the sprayer. Oh, very nice and misty. This is a very, very fine mist. I feel like I needed to hold it a little bit closer to my face and do several spreads, but the mist is really, really nice. This is my first impression. I will probably update you in the pinned comment below this video or in my monthly collective haul. Okay guys, the makeup is done, and let's do final roundup thoughts on all the products. This Plump Right Back primer and serum I really enjoyed. It did feel hydrating on skin, but I feel like it really actually added that plumpness. I feel like it really hydrated my skin and helped my foundation to grip to it because it did have that gripping effect. So far, I really enjoyed. I really like how light this formula was and how easy it was to apply it. As far as the foundation, you guys know that this is my very much favorite already. I have been using it non-stop since the day I got it. This is primarily what I use on my daily basis. It is a buildable coverage foundation, but right off the bat with one full squeeze, you can get a really nice medium coverage. And you can also share it out a little bit if you don't like to use that much of a product that how much I use today. Even if you end up adding additional layer, it still blends into your skin really nicely and does not become or look cakey. This is definitely a winner for me. These two new Catrice powders are so good, you guys. I haven't tried too many Catrice products because it's not that easily available, especially right now that it's no longer in Ulta. These two powders are true gems. The first mattifying powder, it was very smoothing, it was very light, it was mattifying but non-drying. I also really liked it how it looks on under my eyes. I really love this so far. This is also a really nice powder for retouching. And as far as the Poreless Perfection powder, I really enjoyed it and it really gave me a nice glow. There was a very small amount of fallout when I picked it up with a really large fluffy powder brush. I found it very lightweight, really smoothing, and also gave you that satin finish effect. It really reminds me of the Dior powder, No Powder. As far as the bronzer from Kiko Milano, I really like this bronzer. I think that it is not powdery. It looks beautiful on skin. It'll blend it in really nicely. It looks really natural. No patchiness, no issues with blending. The shade and undertone worked perfectly for my complexion, and it looks really nice and smooth on skin. This bronzer does build up if you like a little bit more intensity of shade. I really like this bronzer, and I haven't heard anybody talking about this here on YouTube space. I think this product is very, very underrated. Let's talk about these new cream eyeshadows from E.L.F. Like I mentioned earlier, I did already test all these 3 products behind the camera, and let me tell you, today obviously I only used this brown shade, so these are really, really creamy. When you pick it up with a brush, you end up picking a lot because these are very soft. This formula is quite opaque, it's creamy, it's very easy to apply, and it just glides on your lid. I know that these work really well on bare skin of the eyelid. However, today I used it on top of the eyeshadow that have a little bit of glitter particles. I did not have any issues of it just gliding right over with full opacity. Actually, I am very, very impressed by this formula. I tried both of these shades as eyeshadow primers, and they perform wonderfully. They're creamy, they adhere to the lid, there's no skipping. I also had no issues with eyeshadow going on top of this and sticking to it, and just lasted me throughout the whole entire day. These are very long lasting and they're not drying. The other day when I wore this brown shade as an eyeliner, it lasted me throughout the day with no fading. However, it was really easy to remove from my eyes at the end of the day. This is a really cool product and a very good quality and also very useful. As for MAC Fix Plus New Setting Spray, I did really like how it was very fine mist. And so far, it feels on skin really comfortable. As far as this NYX Thickening Brow Mascara, I really enjoyed it. I think that this specific shade is pretty natural. However, it did give me a nice definition to my eyebrows. As you guys already know that I do like a strong hold for this type of product. This is my personal preference. I think this is more of a medium hold. However, I did like how it added fibers and it looks like I do have more eyebrows. This is a really nice, affordable new product. As for the Kiko Milano lip liners, I really like both of these shades. One is a little bit more mauve and pink, and another one is a little bit more on that like neutral brownish tone. The packaging is really, really nice, you guys. And on the end, you get a little sharpener. These lip liners are fully pigmented. They're very creamy. However, they are thick. If you are the person who likes to use the lip liners as your lipsticks and just go ahead and outline and fill in and just be over with it with one product instead of using multiples, these are as thick as lipsticks. They are not uncomfortable. They're very creamy. They have this creaminess to them. They literally look like lipsticks and then they wear as lipsticks throughout the day. If you just want something super easy and on the go, these are really, really nice. And of course, let's talk about this beautiful Read My Mind palette. Even though it is still a neutral palette, however, you do get the variety of tones in here. They went in outside of the box a little bit here and used the sages instead of the grays. I really love this palette, how much versatility you get. These mattes were very buildable and also very easily blendable, which I love. You can really adjust that intensity to your liking. There are different shimmer formulas in this palette. This one right here and these ones, these are toppers. They do get a little bit of a hard pan, but I think it was also my fault because I think I might have had the residue from the skincare and I just put my finger. They do best apply with finger. This is basically how this happened, but they are also absolutely beautiful. There are a few shimmer shades that are just fully pigmented shimmers, like very smooth and reflective. And then of course, there's this amazing duochrome. I could not use it on my eyes today. Some of the shimmer shades do look so much better and so much more vibrant and reflective if you spray them and use them wet on the lid with a brush. When I saw initially a preview of this palette, I thought it looked boring on photos, but honestly, the photos, the images did not give justice to this palette. It looks so much more beautiful in person and it's just a wonderful formula. I think it's a really great palette to have. Okay guys, this sums up my video today. I hope you enjoyed it. If you liked this video, give it a thumb up and I hope you consider subscribing to my channel today before you go. Thank you so much for watching and I will see you in my next videos. Bye.